with the polished sophistication, but who is indeed a rabid boxing fan. Just part of the colorful backdrop here at the middleweight championship fight. And there we are looking at the former champion, Nino Benvenuti. Bruno Amadusi, his manager with his back toward us, will be in his corner, of course. And we go over now to the defending champion. The ring instructions have already been given. Carlos Monzon is on the left. He is an angular young man. He weighed in today at 159. Nino at 159 3/4. The referee in this bout will be an Argentinian, Victor Avendano. There's a story involved in that when time permits I'll get to. It's of some interest. One of the judges, the splendid American referee, Arthur McCanty, who did such a fine job in the recent Ali Frazier heavyweight title bout. The other judge from Italy, Domenico Carabalisi. We've got the bell, the start of round one. Nino in the gold trunks and Monzon in the aqua or perhaps blue trunks. Nino will seek to stay at half distance, as he is now, to position himself for punching and yet to be far enough away not to be hurt by the Monzon overhand right that undid him in the last bout. He will keep going to the left jab as his lead. His left hook, as you've seen in the Rodriguez knockout earlier, is a compelling punch. His right not to be overlooked. Monzon's best punch, the straight overhand right. However, he does have an adequate jab, perhaps a pretty good one. The left hook only fairish. But he is a clean, living, dedicated athlete. Very much ready for this fight. And very much, I quite frankly think, more confident going into it than Nino. Nino, you'll notice, has eschewed the long hair. He's back to a butch haircut. You see the time? The right hand, bottom corner of your screen. Coming up to a minute and a half into round one. Victor Avendano, the Argentinian referee. Arthur McCanty came over here thinking he was to be the referee. Monzon demanded an Argentinian referee. They put McCanty's name in a hat together with the Argentinians. And Arthur McCanty has asked me to tell the people in America that it was a fair draw. The Argentinian's name was pulled out of the hat. In the lower right-hand corner is the clock running per round. I am told that the figures are not too distinguishable upon the American sets. We will keep you posted. With 2 minutes and 15 seconds coming up into round one. Again, however, you see there an admonition from the Argentinian referee to Nino Benvenuti. So time was suspended during those few seconds. Or was not in this fight. There was no suspension of time. This is the exception to the normal European rules. Now you're looking at our clock in New York, our own clock, so the figures are visible in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. We near the end of round one. We'll be back in a moment.
You start with an idea. It grows into a business. The business means greater responsibilities. Management problems get more complex. You take on a partner, 2 partners, 3. Growth, expansion, change. John Hancock knows all about it from first-hand experience. That's why we know how to help you as you grow with stock redemption plans, key man coverage, cross-purchase agreements, or other complicated financial services that can help you manage the growth of your business. So no matter how large your business or how small, when you think of your growing insurance needs, think of your John Hancock man. His business is protecting yours.
John Hancock, huh?
We're back in the second round. The clock already running, as you can see. Some mix-up on the time between rounds. Nino Benvenuti in the gold trunks and Carlos Monzon in the aqua trunks. Benvenuti, seemingly the winner of the first round, though cautioned there by the referee, Victor Abendano, at one point in the round. But Nino seemingly winning a close round through the use of his left jab. The thing to remember about Nino is, second time around, he usually does, oh, so much better. Doyle Baird had a draw with him. Nino quickly avenged it. Griffith won the second fight of 3 from him. Nino avenged that. And Bethea beat him in Australia, and you saw earlier on the show how Nino did away with Bethea in the 8th round in Umag, Yugoslavia. So he's a different fighter, second time around, and that's what we must watch for. People were perhaps misled by Nino going against those ropes. He was not staggered. Now Nino is complaining to the referee. And incidentally, the suspicion at ringside is they started the second round at the warning bell, which is why we lost 10 seconds of it. Well, shouldn't be surprised. Once did a fight between Kendall and Foster in Springfield, Massachusetts, where the first round went 3 minutes and 32 seconds. Well, they're complaining again. Nino again this time. He had been admonished in the first round. With these admonitions, one is always reminded of amateur boxing, in particular, the Olympic boxing events. No. It is hard to tell whether or not the referee Abendano, as we stay with the fighters between rounds, called that a knockdown. It was quite apparently a slip, and yet he seemed to have called it a knockdown against Benvenuti based upon a Monzon right. I want to turn to Judge Arthur McCanny, who says, yes, officially a knockdown. Thank you very much, Arthur. Now, I want to go back to Bill Fleming in New York for a slow-mo analysis of what has now been called officially a knockdown.
All right, thank you very much, Howard. Because of technical problems, we do our slow motion from New York, and you can see the blow that was followed up by that overhand right, but really it was a left uppercut to the chest that staggered Benvenuti, and then the overhand right, and I thought actually the two blows together were a little more, let's say, devastating than appeared.
We're back at ringside, the start of round 3. Officially, Benvenuti knocked down by a Monzon right in the second round. Though to the crowd here, there was no excitement, and one had to wonder about it. That was a good right, just landed by Monzon. Again, a push. Benvenuti is going out of his mind. This fight has been stopped. It's been called a victory for Monzon. Arthur McCanty, the American referee, is standing next to me. He says, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happened. I don't think anybody in here knows what's happened. Benvenuti is going wild. The referee, Victor Avendano, is holding up Carlos Monzon's hand aloft. Apparently, a towel was thrown from Benvenuti's corner by Bruno Amaduzzi. That's the only thing that could have stopped this fight. But Amaduzzi is talking to him now, and I'm going to go into that ring and seek to ferret out the story. And Arthur McCanty, in the wake of the... You know, you can't throw a towel in a championship fight. I want to throw this back to Bill Fleming in New York while I get into this jumbled, confused mess in the ring. Billy, take over.
All right, Howard, and we're just as confused as you are, and I'm sure just as disappointed as Benvenuti, because it had the makings of really a Pier 7 brawl. But there, as you saw, Benvenuti takes a chop right here on the back of the head, right there, and at this instant, it looked like the towel started to come in. Now, Benvenuti saw it because he ran over there and literally kicked the towel out of the ring. Now, watch for it. I guess a little break up here on our picture. Do you have one? Yep. We've kind of lost our picture, but here, let's go back now. I think we have some information from Monaco if Howard is there in this wild confusion of the ring. Do we hear anything? Well, apparently he's still trying to get in there and wrestle his way toward it, but it was very obvious to all of us, and I'm sure to you at home, that Benvenuti was just incensed. He was beside himself. In fact, he was almost a man gone berserk when he saw the towel come in and went over to kick it out. Now, whether his handlers felt that that blow to the back of his head or the earlier blow had weakened him and didn't want him hurt further is simply a question that Howard's going to have to dig out for us.
Arthur, I want you to come with me. Nino. Can you put this on my ear? Would you get out of the way, please? Nino, no Nino. Get out of this way, please. Ned, where are you? I've got Nino. All right, we're on in this bedlam. Nino, Bruno, would you turn around? Please, sir, please. Thank you. Nino, would you look at the American audience, please, on the camera? Why did Bruno throw the towel in?
Why, I don't know, because I'm fresh, I know, not tired. I don't feel tired. I don't know why, because...
Were you really knocked down in the second round?
Yes, then knockout. They pushed me and they punch.
He punched you in the second round?
Yes.
Bruno Emmett.
No, only punch.
Bruno, why did you throw in the towel?
You don't speak English.
Why did you throw in the towel? Why did you throw in the towel?
Perché l'ho visto, a mio parere, forse sbagliato, l'ho visto in molte condizioni.
What did he
Because
say?
Bruno loved me too much.
And you felt it was wrong.
That's my good friend, Bruno. And I don't think about the manager. I think about the friend. And
Mrs. Benvenuti, as you can see, is in the ring and is terribly distraught, understandably, over what's happened to Nino tonight.
He's a wrong guy.
It looked like the
He's wrong.
What?
It looked like the fight was going. He wasn't.
All right. Mrs. Benvenuti is right here in front of me. In the meantime, Arthur McCanty, come over here to ringside, please. This is Arthur McCanty. Don't worry about the wires or the fact that my earpiece is broken. We'll play it right along. Please, sir, would you let us go to the American cameras? Arthur, I have never... Well, you tell me. What did you make of this whole scene?
It was incredible. I still don't believe what I saw. I don't believe he was hurt at all, and why his own cam threw the towel in is beyond me. In New York, that wouldn't be permitted. You know that, Howard.
I said it earlier at ringside that you can't do this. Nino said he was pushed down in the second round. You'll recall I looked at you. We didn't see a knockdown in the second
Not
round.
at all. It looked like a push to me, and it was a very unruly fight to start off with. It just seemed to be bedlam here, and I just don't understand it. He was perfectly... You just interviewed him, and he looked perfectly normal to me.
Well, I must say this. We have hardly been party, despite the colorful backdrop that we earlier established for you here in Monaco. We have hardly been party to one of the boxing classics of our time.
I'm only sorry that I wasn't in to referee it because I would have disregarded the towel, really. It might have been a different fight.
I wish you had been in there refereeing. We'll be back here at ringside Louis II Stadium in Monaco in just one moment.
Thank you, Howard.
Don't go away. Bill Yerrick. What happened either in the just concluded middleweight championship bout. Carlos Monzon, the winner in the third round, when Bruno Amadusi, Nino Benvenuti's manager, threw in the towel. Benvenuti had apparently been pushed down in the second round. Confirm what I'm saying. They called it a knockdown. Apparently he was pushed down again in the third round. Apparently called a knockdown. And there it is.
And we still don't understand what went on. We
No.
can't believe what we saw.
Okay, let's go back to Bill Fleming in New York.
All right, thank you very much, Howard, and we hope to get an update on that, too. Any further developments we'll, of course, bring to you, but there it is, Carlos Monzon successfully defending his middleweight championship fight, a TKO over Nino Benvenuti, a very unhappy Italian this afternoon as he did not regain the title that he lost to Monzon back in November. So Monzon, the victor. We'll have more coming up on Wide World of Sports in just a moment. First of all, time out for this message.
Nino aveva incontrato